Hello, everybody. This is Just in Case of Americans Perspective, joining our friend and media personality, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives in Proverbs. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to Americans Perspective.
Oh, welcome to the new channel. Here we go again. I love it. I love the name, American Perspective. I love how we can show our opinions, critical thinking, that kind of stuff you can't do anymore. But yeah, I love it. I'm excited.
We even allow the people that care to comment to share their opinions.
Yes, please, and invoke all the language in a nice way. Just be nice to us meatballs out there. We're trying to share some information that'll help.
All right. Well, this is one of the few channels I have that people don't feel the need to point out that I'm an illiterate idiot. But enough said.
Hey, thanks to AI, man. Thanks to AI, we all got a BA in English, man. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Hey, we're talking about emotions ownership. Jerry, what's happening with all that?
Yeah, this is a tough topic for a lot of people. I heard I saw a great reel the other day on how when you receive, and you know this from having animals, that you get an animal that's a new little puppy or a little whatever it might be, you literally have to train it, or else it's going to run wild in your life. If you open the door, it's going to scram. And a lot of people fail to realize that our feelings and emotions are exactly the same way. And we think, we can just feel good all day long. I mean, the secret to life is actually feeling. How you feel every day is what you're going to attract every day. And that goes wholeheartedly with the law of attraction, as I mentioned on my other show the other night, but it's governed by the law of vibration, what you're sending off in your vibration. So, in essence, feeling indeed is the secret. But the question is, do you feel automatically? And that answer is absolutely no. And I got the exact definition of that I want to share with you. Feelings themselves are often automatic, hardwired reactions. So a lot of us think, I can just feel good. No, it's a practice, just like training an animal. You have to constantly do it every day. And you pick out the feeling that you want to endure. You keep working on that every day until it goes from an unnatural to a natural state. Sounds so simple, but it's not. We've been trained otherwise. The world has trained us, isms, parents, whatever it might be. And you have to practice this every day because along with feeling, the gratitudes, the joys, what you're sending off most importantly, and you can answer after this, is a good vibration.
Well, you're right, Jerry. I like to use emotions, feelings, they are our roadmap.
Yes.
Where we are.
Yes.
They're the path. And we need to take ownership of them. We need to recognize them so we can react to them. We need to recognize this is an emotional reaction. And that takes patience.
Yes. Training. And this is what people fail to realize. You have to train yourself to be that new person. And people fail to realize that. They think it's naturally going to happen. And to finish that statement that I was talking about, it's not a conscious choice on what you feel. It's a natural reaction of what you've been hardwired to think. And this is what people fail to realize. So you can't just feel gratitude. You have to choose to feel gratitude. You don't just feel joy. You have to choose to feel joy. And from that, you grow into it. But it's a constant process. And this is why so many people don't achieve that feeling every day of abundance or hope or inspiration, most importantly of love, because they don't choose to feel that way enough. So it becomes a new conditioned emotion that naturally attracts in your life. That's the hardest part for most people.
Well, I think I don't mean to disrail this, but I think some of this is chemical.
Ooh.
I am not a morning person. I wake up in the morning and I'm not, until I shake the cobwebs, I'm not ready to go. Until I do that face in the mirror trick, I just am not a happy person. I don't want to hear good morning sunshine.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But
No,
go ahead.
yeah, but that's something I should work on. And in all these years, I haven't been able to handle that.
Well, it's thinking starts the chemical reaction. So you just answered your own question. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you wake up thinking that you're not a morning person, you're associated with all those feelings that go with not being a morning person. So you've already reacted to something that didn't happen yet. And what I tell people and what I had to train myself was to choose joy, choose love, choose gratitude, choose hope, and constantly choose it as a conscious choice, because from that feeling, you're going to attract the equal of it in your situations, in your circumstances, and these so-called miracles of life and coincidences that go along with it. So indeed, you're right. You made the choice. You've been conditioned not to be a morning person. There's nothing wrong with that.
but I think it's chemical, and I don't think my mind has anything to do with it because I have all those traits you talk about.
Well, you made the conscious choice, and I get that. There's nothing wrong with that because it's hardwired now. You have to wake up to a new perspective, exactly what this channel is about, and a new opinion about the morning per se. And I'll send you my bill in the mail there, Meatball. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
but you totally get what I'm talking about.
$500 worth of therapy.
Almost like guinea pig therapy. That poor little guy. I don't want to digress here. We had a thing about that. But really grasp it for yourself. I mean, think about gratitude, joy, pride, serenity, which is calm, peaceful, untroubled. You start hardwiring those conscious choices. It becomes a natural effect where indeed you do wake up in that feeling per se, which creates the chemical reaction. It's always the thought and then the physicality from that thought. That's what I love about it, because we have the choice to create any kind of chemical in our body, dopamine, and whatever we want to do. We are virtually a CVS of chemicals that we can create anything we want. And cortisol is one of them that most of us wake up with and follow throughout the day as well. And if you choose the best feelings for yourself, if that's your only goal, the main goal is just to feel good in whatever state, joy, inspiration, love, you feel that all day long, then you start attaching your desires to it almost like a clipboard. You're living in that state. This is what I mean about living in the moment. And we talk about this a lot, the present moment. You've taken the basic physical life into a metaphysical level. This is the beauty of it, man. You have the choice to do that. You have the choice to grasp exactly what the hell you want to bring in life. And you grasp it every day with your feelings, emotions, make a conscious choice to do that, and boom, life starts showing you that. It's amazing.
It really is, but, maybe not being a morning person is my net, my safety net. They'll last me a few moments.
I'm not a night person, but I'm
get onto it. Get onto a positive attitude, which I do. I do. I strive to do that, and I work to do that, and I encourage everybody to strive and work to do that.
Well, you've just answered the question because you're aware of it. You recognize it, and few people don't. I'm sorry, the majority don't realize it. They think I can't just be in a good mood. You're right. You answered your own question. You've made the conscious choice. I mean, to me, you're releasing these amazing emotions out there every day. Your body has nothing else to do but to respond in a positive way. Your life does have nothing more to do than to respond in a positive way. This is not thinking some hairy-fairy thoughts. This is about choosing an emotion, and from that emotion, let the body take over. And which is fantastic. It's a great way to live because it'll relieve the stress in your life because you're looking for something. In other words, you're looking for you're forwarding an outcome in your life just by starting the process now of simply feeling good, choosing an emotion to live in every day.
I apologize for laughing, Jerry. Every time you say hairy fairy, I just think that is not a proverb, people. It is not a proverb.
Do I trigger like an old thing going on there, or what there, Meatball? What am I triggering here? But hairy fairy, I don't know. Maybe it's like a Harry Potter thing. I have no idea, man. I never watched that guy anyway. But really grasp it for yourself, man. I thought the cat sat on your lap and tickled you. when I when you started doing that. But to me, I mean, this was life changing because when I realized that I had to hardwire myself to do this, I was like, why don't I feel good? Because I was trained to feel miserable. I was trained to feel negative. I was trained to feel all these things I didn't want to be. This is that inner civil war that most people fail to realize. And like you said, you recognized it. And now you can make the conscious choice if you want to be a morning person or feel good in the morning when you first wake up, however it might be. We all have that choice. This is the beauty of our life. It's free will, man. It's all free will. And when you're aware of what you're feeling, you become aware of what you're attracting.
Well, we all know people that are angry all the time, angry at the silliest things. That's deadly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you have to do everything you can not to let anger enter your sphere or your realm. You just don't do it. It's not worth it.
Well, you're right. You're right. But what I tell people all the time, it's not that you've been conditioned to be angry. You've been conditioned to live in regret. You've been conditioned to live in all these things that are detrimental, most importantly to your physical health, but in all what you're attracting in your life. And you got to get past that. You can't sit there and say, well, I was raised in a negative health. Yeah, I get it, meatball. But you have a choice now to raise the bar in your choices every day with knowledge of understanding that you are in complete control. The mind doesn't control you. Remember that. It takes commands from you. So what you tell it is what it brings. It's basically a Xerox copy machine of everything you're thinking every day that you're attracting every day. You can call it karma. Oh, okay, fine. You want to live a karmic life? It starts within. As within, so without. You start grasping that kind of power in your feelings every day. My goodness. I mean, the feeling of inspiration alone is great because, you're working towards something. Joy, pride, interest. What kind of interest? Like you and I wake up every day with an interest. What are we going to create today? You get that kind of mind perspective. You get that kind of embodiment of inspiration that you want to create every day. Life can only show you more, man.
Well, absolutely. And that's why we say emotions. You have to take ownership of those emotions. Take ownership, recognize what they are, and start to work with them, either to improve them or to multiply those positive emotions. Just get in there, dig in there, get in touch with yourself. Boy, that sounds like a cliche.
But actually, most importantly, recognize them. If you don't feel good, say, wait, well, I'm not feeling good. What choice can I make to do this? This is great. We have a menu of emotions to choose every day, a menu of good ones, a menu of bad ones. You think to yourself, what kind of chemicals do I want to create today so my body reacts to it? Do I want to create this or cortisol, dopamine or cortisol? Do you want to? This is the beauty about life. I love this. This is what we weren't told. We were told that a deity runs our life. We were told that government runs our life. We have complete control of what's going on in here. Because what's going on in here is going to create what's going on out there, which is most important. So recognizing your emotions and your feelings every day can only bring you more good or bad in your life. It's the anchoring system. It's the starting point. It's your foundation.
Well, I've used almost all my life music as a crutch. It gets me going. I'm in a good mood. And I listen to songs that get me in a good mood.
It's a triggering mechanism. It's fantastic. I mean, to me, then wake up with Prince or something, man. It'll get you going in the morning. Instead of waking up with an alarm clock. Put on your favorite song. I don't know. Well, whatever gets you going. But it's not necessarily a bad thing that you're not a morning person. But you recognize now you have the choice. Well, yeah, I'm tired, but I'm still going to be inspired. And you have something like that. You have that in your anchoring system. Life is awesome. It's going to show you more of that.
Well, it's a matter of shaking the cobwebs and just recognizing that I'm awake. And coffee is just around the corner.
Coffee is God. I'm sorry. I mean, I live on black coffee, man. To me, it's my Wheaties of the day.
It's a nectar.
If I have it IV'd in my arm every day, it's the best thing in the world. Simple just in the morning. But people can grasp it for yourself. You have the choice every day to choose to feel good or choose to create more of where you were. You know, it's a conscious choice every day. And with the power of shows like this and understanding what we bring as our perspective, hopefully you can do your due diligence and help yourself in the process as well.
Absolutely. You know, take anything that works for you and let it work for you.
Bingo. Love it. Uniqueness is awesome.
All right, everybody. Hey, this has been Justin Case, not giving Jerry Maldonado the last word, bringing you meatball perspectives. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links provided in this video is read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.